This war, Pot 79. Well, scholars believe that by supporting the Palestinians, Iran seeks greater acceptance among Sunnis and the Arabs, both of them dominate the Middle East. At times, Iran had supported one state and the two state solution as response to the plight of the Palestinians, while the country has also used more inflammatory language to predict Israel demise. Israel sees Iran as an essential threat. Israel has accused Iran of harboring genocidal intentions, while Iran has accused Israel of conducting a genocide in Gaza. Consequently, Israel has sought sanctions and military action against Iran to stop it from acquiring nuclear weapons. News outlets expressed how Iranian proxy militia stayed largely silent and left Iran isolated in war during 2025 war with Israel. Well, there are deep roots for the conflict. The Iranian Islamists have a long history of sympathizing with Palestinians. In 1949, the Iranian Ayatollah Muhammad Teleghani visited the West Bank and was moved by the plight of the Palestinian refugees. Teleghani began advocating for Palestinians in the 1950s and 1960s. After the Six Day War in 1967, he raised funds, for example, zakat, inside Iran to be sent to Palestinians. The Iranian government at the time was alarmed at these activities, and SAVAK documents indicate that the government believed that the Iranian public was sympathetic to Palestinian people. Likewise, the Ruhollah Khomeini championed the Palestinian people before he became Iran's supreme leader in 1979. He also criticized the Pahlavi dynasty's ties with Israel, viewing Israel as a supporter of the Pahlavi regime. Following the 1979 Iranian Revolution, Khomeini's new government adopted a policy of hostility towards Israel. The new Iranian government saw Israel as a colonial outpost. Iran withdrew recognition of Israel as a state and severed all diplomatic, commercial, and other ties with Israel. That's what happened in 1979 with the revolution. And the Iranians referred to the Israeli government as Zionist regime, and Israel was considered as occupied Palestine. That's what we all believe. Despite the tension between the two countries, Israel provided support to Iran during the war, Iran-Iraq War 1980 to 1988. During the war, Israel was one of the main suppliers of military equipment to Iran and also provided military instructors. Israel gave direct support to Iran's war effort when it bombed and destroyed Iraq's Osirak nuclear reactor in Operation Babylon. The nuclear reactor was considered a central component of Iraq's nuclear weapon program. The 1982 Israeli invasion of the Lebanon resulted in the departures of Palestine Liberation Organization PLO from Lebanon. The ensuing Israel occupation of the southern Lebanon temporarily benefited Israeli allies, and in Lebanon, the civilian Israel population with fewer violent attacks in northern Israel by Hezbollah than previously by PLO in the 1970s. However, the Sabra and Shatila massacre perpetrated by Israeli proxies in Maronite Lebanese forces and right wing phalangists against the Lebanese Shias had long term consequences, and the emergence of a homegrown Lebanese rather than Palestinian. There was a resistance movement within southern Lebanon, which by the second half of 1990s was posing more strategic trouble to Israel than the PLO could pose in the 1970s. Iran has periodically called for the destruction of Israel. Iran has established a network of allies and proxy forces across Middle East, which it described as a part of an axis of resistance aimed at opposing US and Israeli interest in the area.